You have been told your whole life that discipline is the key to a good body, good mind, and a great life. Work hard, push more, stay strong. But if you look deeper at the people who are consistent, they are not relying on discipline every day. They are relying on design. Because here is what actually happens when someone fails a diet, a routine, or a plan. The first thing they feel is shame. Why can't I stick to anything? Why do I lose momentum so fast? Why is it so easy for other people? But what if the problem was never you? What if the real issue was the method you were given? Most health advice out there right now are not built for real life. It was built for perfect days, perfect models, and perfect motivation. It looks great on paper and collapses the moment life becomes life. But your life isn't perfect. Your schedule isn't perfect. Your mind isn't perfectly obedient. Your life is a human, and human lives need human systems. Systems that work on tired days, busy days, and stressful days, even messy days. And once you see that, once you really understand it, you start noticing real forces that quickly destroy almost everyone. The first force is too much information. You are being attacked by information. One influencer says that fasting is the answer. Another says fasting destroys metabolism. One person says eat meat. Another person says go veg. One person says carbs are essential. Another says do keto. Now here is the truth. Human brain is not designed to handle conflicting instructions. Confusion doesn't just slow you down, it paralyzes you. And confusion alone would be enough to stop progress. But then there is second layer. No structural weekly routine. Most people wake up hoping today will be different. But hope is not a system. They eat whatever is around. They train whenever they feel like. They sleep whenever work allows. Every day becomes reactive instead of intentional. And here is a powerful truth. You cannot win a game you are not actively playing. And if that wasn't hard enough, there's one more last trap that everyone falls into. All or nothing mindset. This one destroys more dreams than anything else. We live in extremes. If I can't do full workout, I won't do anything. If I can't eat a perfect meal, I'll eat anything. If I can't break one habit, the whole day is ruined. But listen carefully. In all or nothing mentality, people get nothing far more than all. The winners, they show up small, but they show up consistently. And when you step back and look at three things together, the confusion, lack of structure, and extreme mindset, something big comes very obvious. That your brain wasn't built for constant motivation. Motivation is just a spark, but sparks don't build fire. Structure does. When you give the brain a clear path, it relaxes. It stops negotiating. It stops fighting. It simply follows. High performers don't wake up motivated. They wake up prepared. And I didn't understand any of this when I actually started. I learned it the hard way. I spent years believing I needed to try harder. I thought health was a test of willpower. But over the last 10 years, the deeper I went into health and wellness, the more I studied behavioral change, the more I reflected on my own life. I realized something very powerful, that people don't rise to their goals. They fail to their systems. You didn't fail because you were undisciplined. You failed because you were sold a blueprint made for someone else's life. See, you can't build a strong body on a weak plan. You can't build consistency on chaos. You can't build transformation on emotion. Health doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right things in the right order. And this is where my two worlds finally came together. When I was an engineer, I learned something beautiful. That systems create predictable outcomes and every company follows it. And when I became a wellness mentor, I realized something even more beautiful. That humans thrive when complexity becomes simple. So I merged both worlds. Structure with compassion, science with humanity, and discipline with ease. That became the foundation of everything I teach. And if you only remember 3 lessons from this entire message, let them be these 3. Biological reset. Start with 3 habits that stabilize your entire biology. Sleep, hydration, and movement. Most people treat these like small tasks, but they are not small. They are the operating system your entire life runs on. Sleep regulates every hormone that controls hunger, stress, energy, immunity, even your mood. Hydration powers your brain. Even 1% drop degrades focus, discipline, and performance. And movement is that engine that circulates nutrients, clears stress chemicals, and stabilizes blood sugar. These 3 habits are not just health tips, they are the biological foundations that make every other habit possible. If these are broken, nothing else will stay consistent. Fix them and your biology will start working with you instead of against you. The architecture of your week. Weekly planning is antidote to chaos. And here's the truth most of you will never realize. Your week determines your success, not your motivation, not your mood, not your to-do list. When you plan your week, you're not planning tasks, you're planning the environment your future self will live inside. If your meals are not pre-decided, you will choose convenience. If your workouts are not scheduled, you will choose excuses. If your sleep is not protected, everything else begins to slip. Without a weekly design, your life becomes reactive, and reactive lives can never produce consistent habits. You don't need a perfect plan, you need a repeatable one. Your environment is your identity engineer. See, your environment shapes your life more than your intention. We think we are in control, but most of our behavior is controlled by the cues around us. The phone in our hands, the food in our kitchen, the people we live with, the apps we open, the routines we repeat. See, identity is not built by motivation. Identity is built by the signals your environment gives you every single day. A clean space tells your brain that you are in control. A prepared meal tells your biology that you are safe. A scheduled workout tells your subconscious mind that this is who you are now. Change your surroundings, change your triggers, change the friction, and your behavior will change automatically. And that's what's called as this motivation. Remember this, environment is the silent force that builds or destroys who you become. And when you truly understand these three lessons, you begin to realize that your body is not broken. It has been waiting for clarity. Your mind is not weak. It has been drowning in chaos. And you are not behind. You are slightly undirected. Give yourself a structure and watch your identity rise to meet it. If this message opens something inside you, don't rush. Sit with it. Think about it. And when you are ready to change your life, start with one habit you can repeat tomorrow morning. And that's how every transformation begins.